please welcome to the stage, Jeffrey Hayes.
If you guys keep... Stop it. Stop it. Wow. I love you too. Oh my gosh. Oh, cool. This is happening right now. Okay. The story I'm about to tell you, I've only told 10 people before. So this is a slightly larger group, but we're all best friends here, right? Okay, good. Okay, we're going. Okay. I always thought that I would be a virgin. This is for 2 reasons. The first is I was very Christian, and I was told gay sex was wrong, and I knew I was gay, so I figured I would just be celibate for my entire life. Game plan, go. I didn't think this would be too hard because of reason number 2 why I would always be a virgin. I didn't think anyone would ever want to sleep with me. Oh, come on. I don't need your pity. But thank you. Later, Ariana. I'll take it off later. Stop it. Okay. You guys, I'm not going to make it in 10 minutes if you keep this up. All right. So I didn't think anyone would ever want to sleep with me. Then a friend texts me one day and says, hey, I showed your Facebook photos to this guy. He wants to get to know you. I say, I don't know, I'm kind of skeptical, what's his name? My friend says, Jesus. So I clear out my schedule, and I meet Jesus. He is 18, I am 17, and Jesus has deep, dark brown eyes that penetrate your soul, and big, bushy, glorious eyebrows, and this strong jawline, and he is basically sex incarnate. And the best part is, he thinks I'm attractive. And so our conversations go like this. Oh my God, you're so pretty. Oh, thank you, but do you realize how pretty you are? No, I don't, because I'm too busy realizing how pretty you are. Which is really, really sweet, but it gets annoying, so I had to shut him up by kissing him. This guy, oh my gosh, he was so good at the kissing thing and the cuddling thing, and I got all Twitter-pated and titillated, and I was like, okay, I want to be intimate with this individual. So I got into my mom's minivan, and I picked him up, and he was like, where are we gonna go? Where can we be intimate? We can't go to your house, we can't stay at my house. And I was like, it's okay, we'll go to the parking lot of the church. No one's there at night. So we go to the church parking lot, and we get into the back seat, because it's a van, it has a large back seat. And there's room for kissing, and for cuddling, and for extended cuddling. And his hand kind of graces a particularly sensitive area, and I kind of pull it away, and I say, oh, thank you very much, but no. And he says, okay, and then a couple more times this happens, and I say, okay, we're not having sex. And he goes, oh? And I say, yes, I'm sorry, I'm really, really into you, but if I have sex, gay sex, I'll go to hell. That would be really inconvenient right now. I have this plan. I'm going to go see Grandma Hayes in heaven. It's going to be great. I never got to meet her. I'm told she's really cool. And he's like, are you being serious right now? And I'm like, yeah, I've got my whole game plan for getting into heaven. I'm not drinking coffee. I'm not drinking soda. I don't swear. I look both ways when I cross the street. Like, I've got my plan. And he looks at me and he's like, are you Mormon? And I was like, no, but I think the Mormons probably got some of the things right. I made all my own rules because I was so serious about this getting into heaven thing. And he looked at me and he was like, have you ever broken a rule? I was like, okay, well, one time. One time, my parents stopped going to church, and so I went without them. And it was okay because they slept in, so they didn't notice. My senior quote in the yearbook, by the way, was, "Heck is for people who don't believe in gosh." I wanted to spread God's word, but I didn't want to swear in the yearbook. So, Dixie didn't know that part. Point is, so he looks at me and he cannot fathom that I'm a real human being. And he says, what if, just what if, for one night, you tried to be bad? I don't know. I literally don't know how to do that. And I said, okay, show me. And he goes, okay. He gets out of the car. He closes the car door. He starts walking to the church. I recognize directions. I know how to follow directions. I get out of the car. I follow him. We go up to the church door, and he pushes it open. It's not even locked. And I walk on in, and I'm thinking, oh, it's God's house. You really should knock. It's only polite, and we didn't bring anything, and you never go to a house empty-handed, but okay. And I go inside, and I'm standing next to him, and I don't know what's going to happen, and I'm nervous, and he looks at me, and he says, hey, it's going to be okay. And he pulls me in for a kiss. It's a really gentle, sweet kiss. And I go from nervous to very calm to beast mode. You guys, this kiss goes from like sweet to passionate to there's biting and then there's scratching and where did his shirt go? Is he a magician? And then all of a sudden my shirt is gone too and we are muscle to muscle and things are happening, the heat is rising, the sweat is dripping, the clothes are flying, and I'm like, this is great. And we are working every surface of this church. We are all over this church. And he is throwing me against walls, and I'm throwing him against walls, and we knock over some candles. It's okay, they weren't lit. And at one point, he throws me against a wall, and he outstretches my arms, and he pins me against this wall, right? And he undoes his belt, and he whips it off, and he ties one of my arms to the wall, right? Okay, so I've got an arm tied to the wall. Okay, so then he takes off my belt and he ties my other hand to the wall. And it's around this time that I'm wondering, how does one tie a hand to a wall? Before I can have my ethical dilemma, it's too late. He is going down on me. The pants are unbuttoned, I'm unzipped, cock is out, it's in his mouth. It didn't feel like the way Harry Potter fanfiction told me it would. It wasn't instant pleasure inside of like a liquid cloud, it was more like just having a mouth on my dick. But there's nothing wrong with that. It was amazing. And I didn't last long, which was fine by me. I came, it was great. And I'm just exhausted against this cross, having a grand old time. He unties me. I'm like, okay, so it's your turn. He's like, no, I'm good. I'm like, really? And he's like, yeah, no, that's all I wanted to do. I'm like, okay. And he's like, would you like to cuddle now? And I'm like, yes. So we go behind the lectern where Father Peter does his sermons, and we cuddle. And I'm holding him, and I'm holding him so tight because I don't want to let go of him or this moment. Sadly, the moment did end. I would love to tell you all that I had this amazing eye-opening experience because of that, and I was like, sex is great, I'm gonna have sex in churches all the time. That's not what happened. What actually happened is Jesus and I never saw each other again. We never spoke. And I went into a very deep shame about what happened. I left for college that year, and I had the reverse experience of most gay people going to college. I went back into the closet. I closeted myself. I didn't have another sexual experience until 2 years ago. It's okay, y'all. That sexual experience was awesome. And when I had that sexual experience, I was back in that church with Jesus. I was back there, and I forgot all the shame that that moment gave me, and I remembered all of that aliveness that moment gave me. I remember what it feels like to be tied to a cross. Feeling at once totally in control and totally out of control. And I am so lucky that I know how good it can feel to be bad.